What's up, Internet? This is Mike at Clarington Kia. Behind us, we've got a 2018 Kia Niro Hybrid SX Touring. This has under 60,000 kilometers and gets under 6 liters per 100 kilometers fuel economy combined. Amazing vehicle. Let's go take a look. All right, so this 2018 Kia Niro SX Touring is a fantastic find from us at Clarington Kia. What we're gonna do today is take you on a tour of this vehicle, explain to you all the great features, as well as review the condition of the vehicle inside and out, because of course it's got 60,000 K. There's gonna be a little stone chip here and there, and you wanna see that before you visit the store, so we're gonna do that tour today. Now, let's talk about what makes this a hybrid vehicle. So underneath the hood, we have a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine, which you're going, okay, cool. That's a really small 4-cylinder engine, which obviously is going to give us good fuel economy. But a 1.6 liter in a vehicle this size, I mean, it's not bad, but we need a little bit more power from it. Now, that's where the hybrid component comes in. So we have a 32 kilowatt electric motor attached to the drivetrain on this, which is being fed from a 1.56 kilowatt hour battery. That's a very, very small electric battery that continues to charge up through regenerative braking and also through the use of the gas motor as well. So that battery charges up on its own. You don't need to plug in this vehicle. That would be considered a plug-in hybrid vehicle. This is just what they call mild hybrid. But with all of that being said, we get 139 horsepower and get this 195 foot-pounds of torque, and that is a ton of torque for this vehicle. Torque is kind of that initial acceleration feel that puts you in the back of your seat. That's a ton of that. But we get an average of 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers fuel economy combined from the Niro Hybrid, which is just incredible. This absolutely just sips fuel, and it's all done through a 6-speed dual clutch transmission, not a CVT. Some people don't like CVTs. Not a CVT in this one. This is a 6-speed dual clutch transmission, not a very commonly known fact. So let's continue our tour by talking about what we have up front. So up front we have xenon headlights as well, so really nice bright white headlights. We got the LED daytime running lights. Look at that nice vent in the bumper there as well. And then we have LED fog lights down below, so when you're driving at night, you have nice crystal clear, hard to say, crystal clear vision. Now, up front here, you can see this beautiful pearl white paint. We've got a very aerodynamic front hood as well as the front end. You can see we've got parking sensors up front, so as you're pulling into parking spots, it'll beep so that way you don't bump into things. And then we have our first little bit of damage, we can call it, but we've got a little stone chip in the front bumper there. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do, right? Not a big deal, obviously. Now, as we come around the side and we were talking about safety, there are a couple of great safety features on this Niro. So first and foremost, it does have forward emergency braking with collision warning. So that is gonna take care of if you're just a little distracted and then traffic or something is pulling out in front of you or stopping in front of you, it will warn you and will apply the brakes to hopefully avoid the collision in front. We have blind spot warning as well. We have lane keeping assist, so as you're driving on the highway, it recognizes the lines on the road and will do its best to keep you centered into the lane. And then we have rear cross traffic alert. Rear cross traffic alert is a great feature to have as you're backing out of a parking spot or perhaps your garage or the driveway. It's using the rear sonar to check farther down the street than you can usually see and will alert you if something is approaching the vehicle. So those are great safety systems on the Niro. Now, going back to the aesthetics, how about these 18-inch alloy wheels? Look at how nice they look on there. Really nice silver kind of polished aluminum on the front, and then those dark gray inserts looks fantastic. That's on the SX model only that you get the 18-inch wheels. We have LED turn signals in the mirror, and then as we take a step back, you get a second look, because I was already kind of here, talking a second look at the side profile of the Niro. It is a nice hatchback design. I wouldn't call it a crossover, but maybe it is. It's kind of in between, right? It's taller than most hatchbacks, but it's not necessarily as tall as a crossover. So I don't know, you decide what you want to call it. Chrome door handles, we have the nice brushed aluminum roof rails up top, and then a little sneak peek, we do have a sunroof on the SX Touring model. And as we come down the back here, you can see this beautiful piano black spoiler that finishes off the really nice looking rear end. Got those LED taillights on the back, the Niro Touring badge, and then some brushed aluminum trim. Now this is our second little piece of cosmetic damage. So we've got a little stone chip here, and it's kind of just a blemish that continues down right into the silver trim here. Obviously very cosmetic, plastic bumper, so none of this is going to rust, but a little bit of damage there. And then oddly enough, same thing on the other side. So I would just be guessing to wonder what that was, but it looks like maybe they were trying to take something out of the trunk and perhaps it fell. Not sure, I'd be guessing. Eco Hybrid badge on the back. Let's pop open the trunk where you can get a look at all of the cargo space that we have here. So lots of room, obviously being a hatchback design, we've got lots of room here. We've got the carpeted mats as well, and then underneath a little bit of storage under here. Makes everything nice and tidy. We've got a 60-40 split folding seat, and then you're gonna notice an extra speaker back here because this does have an upgraded sound system. We'll get to that when we get to the inside of the vehicle. Now we're gonna come around to the dark side of the moon where we get to see this beautiful white paint in the shade. On the passenger side, I don't see any dings, dents, scratches, anything that I need to point out to you. It's in really, really nice shape, with the exception of that one little stone chip on the front bumper here, and then those two little blemishes on the back. It's in really, really nice condition. Now let's go look at the rear seats first. If you got little ones or maybe adults in the back, there's a little special treat back here. So I've moved that driver's seat back all the way so you can see there's still lots of legroom here, but take a look at the beautiful perforated leather interior. Looks fantastic back here. Taking a whiff, no odors, definitely a non-smoker vehicle. We've got a nice armrest built in here with a cup holder. And then we've got also down here in the center, two things. We've got a 115 volt outlet, so just a regular outlet like from your house, which is gonna be great for keeping electronics charged up. And then we do have rear ventilation as well, so everybody stays comfortable back here. But speaking of staying comfortable, rear seats are also heated. So these leather rear seats for your rear passengers are heated. You can see we've got nice piano black finishes on the back here too, but that'll make sure that everybody stays nice and comfortable back here. Now moving to the front, one thing you do want to notice, it does have proximity key. So key in your pocket, this will lock or unlock the vehicle. They are power folding side view mirrors as well. The cool thing is when this vehicle is locked, the mirrors fold in automatically. When you approach the car, they actually fold out automatically too without having to do anything. It's kind of neat, nice little touch. Taking a look up, you can see our nice power tilt and slide sunroof back there, or up and back there, up there I should say. And then the condition of these driver and passenger front seat is really, really nice. You can see, I'll give you a look on the passenger side as well. Looks super nice. This is not a rip, this is just a little bit of fluff on the seat there. The driver's seat is a power seat as well, so you can get that all adjusted nice. And then power lumbar support. We have the nice aluminum door sill plate with Niro kind of engraved on there. And then over here we've got the Harman Kardon sound system. So that was the premium sound system that we were mentioning back in the trunk. And then a 2-driver memory system as well. So if there's 2 different drivers in the household, that seat and the mirrors will get all adjusted to whichever driver is in the vehicle, which is nice and convenient. Now, as we're in here, I want to show you kind of the startup sequence. So we're going to push the brake, push start. So now the driver's seat is moving up to the last memory position. And you can see, I don't know if you heard that, you didn't hear it because nothing starts. Because it's a hybrid, now we're just running off of the electric battery. What's gonna happen eventually is that engine's gonna turn back on to allow it to charge the battery, because remember what like I said, a 1.56 kilowatt hour battery, it's a pretty small battery. So it's gonna turn it back on, and what that's gonna do is charge the battery, so that way as you're driving in stop and go traffic and things like this is where you get the most efficiency out of the hybrid system, and it's gonna do that for you automatically. So if you were in stop and go traffic right now, you would just be on the electric engine, or lack thereof, because you're not moving, right? As you get going, it turns the gas engine back on, but then as it stops, it again charges that battery, goes back to electric power. It's a fantastic hybrid system. Now, over here on our left-hand side, you can see a couple controls. So we've got our blind spot one you can turn on or off with the rear sonar, our lane keeping assist that you can turn on or off, our 12-volt battery reset, don't know what that button is, our traction control, and then our locking gas cap as well. Automatic headlights, we'll put those back to auto. It's just Oh, so did you hear that? I don't know if you heard it or saw anything, you know, just that little vibration from when an engine starts, but it just started up the engine, so that way we're now charging the battery. Now this is a look at our hybrid gauges. So you can see on the left-hand side, we've got a charge, eco, and then power. And that is kind of like similar to the RPM gauge you would see on a traditional gas vehicle. But you can see here that that will kind of fluctuate and show you what's happening real time when you're driving the vehicle. This is our estimated range on half a tank of gas, 330 kilometers. And that's just with us sitting at idle. So you can appreciate that obviously we're gonna get tremendous fuel economy out of this. And then you can see we have a nice computer layout here that you can go through a lot of different vehicle readouts and information right into the center display. And all of that is done by virtue of using your controls here. So this is our menu button, our cruise control, which is adaptive cruise, by the way, which means when you set cruise at 120, you're in the left-hand lane. And of course, somebody's doing, guessed right, 89 kilometers on the left-hand lane on the 401. You're like, get out of the way, dude. You don't have to do anything. It will automatically brake and maintain a safe distance behind that car. When the car gets out of the way, it gets back up to your cruising speed. It's great. That's why it's called adaptive cruise. Radio and Bluetooth controls on the left side. Our menu control is on the right side. And if we just kind of flip through here, you'll see a couple of different, here, I'll zoom in so you can see. So this is kind of a driving report if we're driving normal, economical, or aggressive. I love the word aggressive too, it's fun. This is your energy flow. So it's showing right now the engine is charging up that hybrid electric battery there. And then you can see it went to EV mode, right? Because we're stopped, it's put enough charge back into the battery that it can then maintain the vehicle with just the electric battery. So this is one of the very few hybrids, mild hybrids, just to say, that can run strictly EV, meaning electric only. So this is another feature and another reason why this Niro is such a great find. This is our average fuel economy and instant fuel economy. Obviously nothing to show right now because we're just stopped. And then your trip computers, you hit the menu button, it gives you a compass, hit the menu button again, it gives you the active safety systems, our radio, our maintenance settings, right? And then settings for the vehicle as well. All of that is right through the center gauges, which is really nice. Now, as we zoom out, and this is gonna give you a nice look at the center stack, you're gonna see a nice 8-inch touchscreen. Controls there, heating and electric, heating and ventilation controls. But let's talk about what we see in our screen up front here. So first, we've got a split screen system, navigation on the right or left, pardon me, and your other system settings on the right. If we push on the nav, it opens up to obviously a much bigger screen. When we put it in reverse, we get a nice clear rear view camera as well. And then back here, hit the home screen, goes back to that split screens view. So first and foremost, let's talk about the most important thing, in my opinion, on this is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You simply plug in your phone to the USB port, and then this will change to mimic more or less what is on your cell phone, but it allows you to then use digital music, use navigation like Waze and things like that, which gives you real-time traffic updates. But most importantly, it allows you to reply back to your text messages using your voice rather than picking up your phone, which we don't want to do because that's a big no-no, it's dangerous, and it's a really hefty fine. So let's not do that. Let's use our Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can see here if we hit the hybrid button, this is going to give you a bunch of different little cool things to try to drive the Niro a little bit more economical, if you will. This is a tree that kind of simulates if you're driving really fuel efficiently, all the leaves light up. If you drive really aggressive, the tree dies. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like that, right? You're going to kill a tree if you're driving too aggressively. I love that. That's so much fun. Push button start, and then all of our controls are also here. So if you don't want to use the touchscreen system, you don't have to. They're down here more or less. Now we have our automatic climate control. If we push auto, it sets just like a thermostat. You can see driver's side, passenger side up there on the top, 23.5. They can obviously differ if you want. If the driver or passenger is a little bit hot or a little bit cold, you can adjust that yourself. We're going to turn that down though, just because it gets a little loud with the fan in here. You can hit just driver only as well if you like. Now, moving down, we've got down here two different things to talk about. First and foremost, we have our USB, let's clarify, come on, there we go. USB auxiliary port, 12-volt charging ports as well, and a wireless charging pad. So you just drop your phone down in there and it will start to charge for you as well, which is fantastic. And that's the USB port that you'd use for your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto for you Android users. Now we've got our parking sensor on or off, our shifter for our 6-speed dual clutch, not CVT, dual clutch transmission, which is great. And we've got some keys for other vehicle videos that I'm about to do. And then last but not least, we have our heated steering wheel, heated seats, and air conditioned seats. That's right. So for everybody who goes, I don't like leather seats because they get hot in the summertime, you are absolutely correct. However, these are air conditioned seats, so it blows the cold air from the AC through the bottom of the seat. Kind of makes you feel like you're peeing your pants at first. It's really, really interesting. It's an odd sensation, but it's fantastic. It's right now blowing cold air on my back so you don't get back sweat, which is so embarrassing when you hop out of a car. Been there. But yeah, no, I mean, fantastic, right? Heated or air conditioned seat, obviously depending on the climate or what you prefer. But this is kind of a nice overview of the interior, and obviously you got the exterior. So what's the last thing we have to talk about with this vehicle? Yeah, you guessed it, the history of the car. So this is the Carfax report for the Niro. You can see it here. And we've got no accidents or damage records found, registered in Ontario, 9 service history records for it as well, with, you know, just under 60,000 kilometers. That's pretty accurate as to what it should be having for service history. And this is what you want to ask for no matter where you're buying a vehicle. Always ask to see the Carfax, because that is going to give you the valuable information that you need to know in order to make a proper, informed, educated decision. Don't take our word for it. Always ask for a Carfax. And guys, if you're not in love with this vehicle now, we're 16 minutes in. I mean, you should already be hanging up the phone and calling us, because these don't hang out very long at the store. And if you want to purchase this Niro, there's 2 different ways you can do that. You can go to claringtonkia.ca. You can purchase this vehicle entirely online, or start the process online, leave a deposit to come see it, whatever you'd like, however you'd like to do that. You can do it online, or of course you can visit us here in store in Bowmanville. We're just off of the 401. We're about 30 minutes from downtown Toronto. It's really, really simple to get to. We've got an amazing sales team here. And of course, we've got this Niro here so that you can come and take it out for a drive and then finish up your purchase in store if you'd like to do it that way. But whatever way you'd like to buy this car, it's your way, your experience at Clarington Kia. And we're just here to help you out and have a good time doing it. So folks, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the tour of this 18 Niro Hybrid. It's a fantastic vehicle, and we can't wait to see you here, well, either online or in store. Thanks for watching.